This time I brought up the topic of choice, and today it's kind of a combination of choice and why. So many times I think we go through life asking ourselves why. Just something we don't understand why it happened. Maybe it was a diagnosis, our own diagnosis, a diagnosis of a family member or a friend. Maybe it's an accident. Maybe it's the loss of somebody we loved. And we want to know why. Why did that happen? How come? And it always makes me think of the little child, right? Who I'm sure you've all experienced this the little kid, they're 2 years old, about 2, 3, and their biggest thing is why. Everything they do, why? You say something, why? Right? And you're you're about ready to lose your mind sometimes because they want to know why. And there's not always an answer. You give them an explanation, but why? And you give them more of an explanation, and they're still going why, till finally something else distracts their interest. And then they got past that why stage. But we do it as well in regards to many things, right? We don't understand everything. We don't understand how somebody we love or ourselves could have a diagnosis that doesn't make sense when the person's taking really good care of themselves and it's the least expected, or there's a bad car wreck, or in any kind of accident, right? And a person is hurt badly or taken from us, or through illness, our loved ones that are taken from us. And we're walking the grief. That's real. We need to walk it. We need to embrace it and walk on our path. But sometimes we get a little too stuck in why. How come? Why did this happen? And then some people, right, they'll go talk to a medium or a psychic or a spiritualist, and they'll give them a reason. Well, they finished their journey here, or they decided it was time to, the physical body wasn't going to support them anymore, and it was time to transition. If you got an illness, sometimes we have all the different reasons, maybe it was environmental, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I'm not saying we can't be aware of all of that, right? Because we are here and we are going to be aware of different things and want to understand the how comes. But in sometimes we're never really going to understand it. Not in this world, we're not going to understand it. And again, you can go to have someone do a reading or whatever, and they're going to tell you something. They're going to tell you something they got. And usually it's pretty legitimate. They picked up on a thread, they were able to read it and give you information, but then we still don't believe it. Well, how come then? And why? And we play this circle of non-supportive energy over and over, and we're losing our energy as we do it. That's where we really have to stop and look and decide, what choice am I making here? Am I going to play the same circle of energy that's not supporting me? It's like, again, if you get a diagnosis of an illness, right? Well, how come? And why? And why do I have to go through all this? And all those questions that we ask and ask. But how much energy are you using that you could be using to support your well-being while you're here? That's the important part. We're still here. Maybe we lost our loved one. That's tragic. We'll be healing the rest of our life from that. But when we get stuck in that why, how come, it's a circle. It's not a healthy circle for us. And that's where choice, once again, has to come in. You can recognize, oh, I'm stepping onto that circle again. Do I want to do that, or can I step off of that? I have to make the choice. That's why we have a brain, so we can make choices. A challenging choice sometimes, of course, but our life, our energy to support this being is, while we're here, it has to be our focus. And And we know when we have another issue going on that our hearts are hurt energetically, they can be ripped and we have to put them back together energetically. We get all that. We're not saying that isn't real. It's very real, but it doesn't support us. We're still here. Our loved ones want us to keep living fully, even if they can't be here walking beside us physically, because they're always here with us. So whether it's an illness or a loss or a tragedy, things we don't understand in the here and the now. I mean, we can go, it's karma, it's this, it's that, but we still don't have our answer we're searching for. And that can lead us in directions that aren't healthy. So it's a little food for thought, thinking about what it is that we may not have the answer to right now. And how are we going to work with that? Are we going to choose to stay on that vicious cycle and give ourselves the reason why we can stay there? Or are we going to know that our loved ones here in this realm and in the spiritual realm, they want us to live. They don't want us losing our vibration all the time. So it's food for thought. Think about it. Make your choices. And good luck with that. Thank you. Have a great day.